Well, hello, good evening, welcome. We'll allow people to get in for a moment. Let's just spotlight myself and Robert and add to spotlight. There we go. How's everyone doing? Hope you're keeping well. We had a few requests on citations, and so tonight we're going to show you the easy way of doing citations and the hard way of doing citations. And so very exciting on that part. Lots going on at the moment, isn't it, Robert? How are you?
I love the hard way to do things.
Yeah.
It's always my favorite.
Yeah, that's always good. We'll give people a few minutes to get in and come and join the information we got tonight. I laughed last week. Steve Dimmock messaged me and went, "I jumped on and you ended it." So I think it is literally, but hello, goodbye, and so
nobody's ever really complained, but at the same time, it's Friday night. It's I think the average has been about 2 hours, which it's a little bit long for everybody, but depending on what role we get on or go off, like you said many times, if you can't stay, you don't stay, and you go do what you got to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But every once in a while, there's going to be a shortage of things to say and talk about, and we pull questions out of the support desk, right? Which haven't been a lot. So it's really, if anything, I would say most of the support tickets are where something just had a cache, had something not following a step on an install, and had an issue, needed to get some help.
Now, I'm going to hit record at my end, only because that's it. Because this in a minute, we're going to go through the citation stuff, and so it's always good to keep this little bit, which we can put into the members area afterwards for people to remind people what we're doing, how we do it, and the easier way. The Week 4's boot camp is coming up on Sunday. For those who are in the DFY Ranker boot camp, the exciting part's coming up on Sunday. And I've been going through it, some of this stuff with Robert, and I've had you on the edge of your seat, haven't I, mate?
What's amazing is as much as has been done in 3 weeks, when we get into week 4, it's like the tip of the iceberg of what can be done. And that's the best part. And it's hard to hold back sometimes, but there's only so much time in a day. We all have the same amount of time. How we use it is all different. But for me, I didn't want that boot camp to last 6 months. You're either going to get in and get it done, or you're going to wait for the recordings and do it at your leisure. I mean, life is going to happen. So.
What's interesting as well, Robert, is I had a whole load of messages from people who didn't get in on on this boot camp, and so when we release it to the public, it's going to be more than anyone paid in the first place to get in.
Has to be
plain and simple, because we've done the work now, and we let the defiers in at the best price possible, and only because, and I've always been transparent, only because the person that came up with it, we had to share commissions, and I went, well, I'll waive mine, and that's what we did for defiers. And those that weren't in the inner circle got it at a normal price. And when we release this out online, it's going to be more expensive than what anyone paid to get in, and that's how it is.
To be quite honest, I don't even want to release it because it's too powerful. I just want to use it.
Now, shall we let a few people in on the secret, or should we save it for the inner circle in a bit?
Well, I don't know which secret you're talking about now. So
I think I'm going to save a secret. Remind me, Robert, that I was going to talk about something, but we'll talk about that on the inner circle when we say goodnight to all the Facebook groups. All right, so only people in here will know. But the thing I want to talk about tonight is citations, and this little clip we'll put into the members area in the week for you guys. Just a reminder, next Friday we're not here. I'm going away on holiday for a week, but the Friday after we will be. And then with the boot camp, week 4 is on Sunday, and then we have 2 weeks off, 2 Sundays off, so you can get caught up, follow the training, get to where you need to be. And then we're going to do the week after that, we're going to do a Q&A session. So you can all come in and say, this bit's not right, or I'm stuck with this, and we can see who needs help. And then we're going to get a date for the advanced boot camp for everyone.
Okay, so clarify that again.
Yeah,
because it was a little gray there.
So
the inner circle Fridays is going to be today, next week, or not next week?
Not next week. The 27th, we're not here. Right.
Okay, and then the next Friday after that, we're going to be back?
We're going to be back on the Friday, yeah. Okay,
so there's one Friday that all you people will show up and we won't be here.
Yeah. So so you have next week you have a week off. Because both me and Robert are away, and I'm about next week, and then the week after that I'm away from the Friday the 27th for a week. And during that time, there is limited support on our support desk. If it's if you can hold back on the tickets until we're back, that's fantastic. If it's urgent, raise a support ticket, but put in the title urgent, because that way then the guys on the team will know to forward on an email to myself and Robert, and we'll get those emails only if they think it's suitable. So Ed, if June the 3rd is Friday, then yes, I've got my dates in front of me.
Let's see, June 3rd
yeah.
is going to be.
Yeah, so we're back. It's definitely a Friday. So we're back on June the 3rd. Yeah, on the Friday. Cool. So, and then, like I said, with the boot camp, we're here on Sunday as normal for week 4 of linking it together, and then there's 2 Sundays after that we're not doing anything, and then the Sunday after that we're going to do a Q&A to help people out, and then we'll release the advanced stuff. And
we didn't plan it that way, but if Don's correct, then that means the 27th is Memorial Day weekend, which is a big holiday here in the U.S.
Yeah. Isn't it the Queen's Jubilee coming up in 2 Fridays time or something?
I don't know. I haven't been to that one yet.
Do you celebrate it in America?
I don't think so.
Oh dear. I you know what, I think it's great. It brings a lot of people together. I don't celebrate it personally. I think the Queen's doing well for her age, and we're different in this country having a Queen, but I won't be sat in our main road. Plus, the other thing is for me, our road is a busy bus route, so you can hardly set any tables up in the middle of the road. So
we have a Queen right here in our group.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got the Queen of spreadsheets
to keep us in line. So, and Ed says only the Beatles reunions. That's brilliant. Maybe Elvis thrown on top. Well, there we go. Right, let's go on with the citation training. I'm just going to share my screen. Let's go to that. So hopefully everyone can see a picture of a plumber's site here. Do you see that, Robert? Brilliant. So I'm going to start off with my usual way. So I searched earlier on plumbers in London, and we're going to copy their URL. And so the normal way of finding citations for these companies is the following, right? I will put them in quotes, their URL. I'll remove any flashes, and sometimes I'll leave this in, sometimes I won't. In this case, we'll remove it. So we just got their website. Press enter.
So what are we doing here? What are we looking for?
We are looking,
just so we can recap on.
We are looking for citation sites that have got this company's URL. This is if I was in London and I was looking for a third-party company. So if I was looking for a plumber site that I want to match the citations on, I would come into Google, I'd search plumbers in London, I'd find the first site in the list, grab their URL, and then put it in quotes in Google and search. So a citation then is a Facebook page like they've got here, a link on Wikipedia, Instagram, Trustpilot, Zoom Info. So I would be looking to get my own site if I was running a plumber's niche type site into these same sites and matching them. Then I would go back to Google and search again and find the next site company in the list of plumbers in London and do the same again and make a list. Always make a list first or a spreadsheet of the sites related. And the reason I say that is then you can say, okay, well, this plumber site here is on, for example, Twitter, but the next site isn't. And so now I've got one site that is and one site that isn't. Now the second site I'm looking.
Why would you do all that work if you can just go to Fiverr and pay $10 and get 10,000 of them?
The reason being, you don't want 10,000 or 100 citations done out on a whim, because it will probably damage your SEO more than. So let's just say this guy here's got 10 citations only, and the next site I look at's got 5, and 2 of the 5 are ones that this guy's not on the first site that I'm looking at. And in the end, I end up with, let's say, 15 to 20 citations. That is citations matching your other competitors' businesses that they're on. If you went out and bought 100 citations and bunged them up, and this guy's not on all 100 as well, or at least 98 of them, Google may think that it's a bit sus. And there's certain algorithms in place for Google that can basically turn around and go, well, this isn't a proper business. And every step of the way, we say with lead generation or renting a website, always make it look like a proper local business. If you were going to be this plumber in London, you want to have a site set up with all the content on it. Then you want to have your citations done. And then last of all, your Google My Business listing. And by doing that, the Google My Business listing will be less likely to be shut down, because Google will think it's a proper local business. The only way Google can tell is by its algorithms, which is all computer technology, AI technology, that's going to look. If you've chucked a site up in London and then went for Google My Business listing, you had no citations, no local footprint, it's going to go, well, hang on a minute. He's got a website, and all right, it's a one-page website with a phone number on, but it looks a bit weird. And the computer systems can actually genuinely sometimes work out whether you're being a lead gen site or a genuine local site. So always set your citations up. And I've got sites outranking other sites by doing only 20 citations. Plain and simple. Now, if you want to go to Fiverr and pay somebody, give them a list of citations you want. Give them an email address they can log into to confirm the citations, which you can then go into afterwards and change the password on. Always own the email address, and always own all the citations. When you go through the citations they've built for you, check the recovery details. Make sure they can't have access. I've had a case where I once bought 100 Gmail accounts off of a user on Fiverr. Last month, I went to go into them, and all the passwords have been changed on them. Every single one. Now, lucky enough for me, I'd only used a few of them, and to be honest, I use them for spam testing. Where I didn't care. So probably half of them are ruined anyway. To be really honest, half of them are wrecked. So the guy can't use them anyway, but I can't get back into them. So he's probably gone in and changed all the passwords and reused them. And it's easy for them to do that when you don't have the control of the recovery email. Now, right. In the case of the Fiverr guy we're using with the Ranker system, everything is set up so you have control of the recovery email, so you can get back in there. Plus, we know with him, if he ever did anything like that, he'd never have an ounce of work from us again.
Of course.
We've given him a lot of work. So you have to trust people sometimes in life, and we trust him. We know he wouldn't do it to us, because the moment if he ever did anything like that, goodbye, no more, and we'd warn everybody, don't use him. And we'd also go in and buy probably 10 of his gigs and put bad reviews up as well. So it'd never work again. So he knows with us that he won't do that. But coming back to what we're doing here, look for these citations. Now, I'm going to show you a much quicker way of finding these citations. And some people in our group might have this product. Some people might not. And in a few minutes, I'll give a link out with a 30% discount coupon code to save you money. Keith Best in Mike Martin's group owns MPP Toolbox. And inside of MPP Toolbox is his citation scanner. And you can put a few domain names in here. But in this case, I'm just going to put the one we looked at the first time in here. All right. And you can do it with or without the HTTPSs and stuff. Just hit start and let's let this run. It's going to go off on the web now and find any citation that this company has got online. And in a few minutes, it's now got all of the links here of everything they're on. This is the whole lot. So I can now go, oh, look, they're on mirror.co.uk. They're on Indeed. They're on This Money. They're on Metro, Total Jobs. And the URLs are down here to all their sites as well. That's just taken me, a few seconds pasting a URL in. And I mean, this is the clever thing. This is just one of his products in here. I'd like to go show you some of the others, but I'm not going to confuse you. Yeah.
What this pulled in was based on what?
This is based on any citation this company has. It has 91 citations. So if they've got a URL, like here, look, alarmy.com, all right, they got a link on there.
But you picked that URL because it was the top ranking URL in that Google area?
For London, yeah.
Just so we understand why we picked that and why you did that.
I can come back now to Google and search for, let's put PLUM, plumbers in London, right? And so below the adverts, so I always go below the adverts, was Trusted Trader, which we ignore. So here's their site I did. Let me come down, let's look at My Plumber. Okay, so I'm going to copy the URL. And we're going to come back to Keith Citation Scanner. And we're going to do a search again. By the way, you can export these as well. I'll show you that in a minute. Do a search. Now you think how long it take you to search through each individual site, one by one, to go and find these and have a look. All right. And boom, we're done. It's got 94 citations for My-Plumber. So think about this. You could go to someone on Upwork or Fiverr and go, take this list here, this entire list, and go, here's an email address you can log into. I want you to create citations for all these sites. Here's my website URL, my company name, my company phone number, the company address, and the bio blog information about the company. Go in, create it for me, please. If you need anything else, let me know. 94 citations instantly found. The person on Upwork or Fiverr may go, well, I can't get you on Hereford-Plumbing, but I can get you on this one instead. Yes, and you just get them to pay someone cheaply to go through all these citations and get you on the free ones to try and match them. And the cool thing is we can do a download now on here, and all of them load into, if I can shrink that down a minute. Ooh. All of them download into a nice easy file, so you can send them on to wherever you want with the URLs and all the structure accordingly. So
well, the nice thing is you could take the top 10 ranking websites for that search term and put them all in that tool.
Yeah.
And know that you're going to outrank.
Well, that's the cool thing you can do when you do a search. You can put them all in here, just up to 10.
Nice.
And then hit search, and then take that file and get someone at Upwork to do it all for you. So it's and his toolkit in here. I'll show you some of the other things they have in here. Some of this stuff I just haven't got time at the moment to play with. The Google GMB scraper is really good. And there's various keyword scanners and Yelp scrapers coming in soon as well into the toolbox.
I love the Q&A scraper. I think that's an awesome.
What I love as well is I had, when he first released this, I had a problem with one of his tools, and I messaged him to say there was a problem. 2 hours later, it was fixed. That's what I'm impressed with this at the moment. So, and it's all down to what's your time worth. Is it worth you spending all that time trying to find the links yourself? You can do it the way I showed you. Put the site in quotes and go down each of the pages on Google, copy the URLs of the sites, paste them into a spreadsheet. Or put it into Keith's tool. 10 seconds later, boom, you're done. And
well, the other interesting part to that is, you know, with Done For You Magic Themes, you can build the website in an hour or less, depending on your time frame and how you do it. But let's say that I pick 10 different cities that I'm going to put websites in. Those 10 different city locations are going to have different ranking websites based on the locations.
Yeah.
So if you have that information and you're going to be going at it hard like that, it's well worth it to have these tools, because it's going to save you all that time of doing it. And they are going to be different based on location. However, if you're only going to do it once and you're not going to, use the tool, then you wait.
Yeah.
Do it the manual way and figure out what you're doing.
So in the Zoom chat, and I'll go through Facebook on our lives in a minute and put it in there as well. You go to dfymagicthemes.com/MPP toolbox. That's all one word. And then in capitals, you put MPPTB Steve, STEVE. And it gives you 30% off the front end price. I think it's normally about $56 a month for the service. If it's something, if you're short on money for any reason, then get everything else done in your business model and then go and sign up. If it's,
will that discount code stay?
Yes, and it works on the yearly version as well. It brings the yearly version down to about $3.99 a year on it. I mean, the thing is as well, think about this. You could offer yourselves on Fiverr to make some money. I will get all your competitors' citation links for, I charge $30. I'll give you a full list of your top 10 competitors. Paste it in that tool. Boom. The GMB scraper. There's a bit more involved with that. And one of the weeks when we're back, I'll show that tool as well. And it's it's really good for searching up and down for expired GMBs on URLs linked to GMBs. It takes a bit of using because there aren't many out there, but I have found one or two myself using Keith's tool on that as well. So you've got lots of nice options there. And most of all, I'm looking forward to when he releases the Yell scraper as well, which will be great because you'll be able to just scrape, think about using the Yell scraper for scraping for leads. Find all the local plumbers in London and put a site up and just email them out using a Google account on blind copy and go, hey, I've got a website here to rent to you. How easy is that?
Well, I mean, there's always new ways to look at this on what direction you can go. And I just happened to be talking to Lynn today about the Magic Ranker, and it was ideas. And it's kind of like wrapping your head around what are the things that I'm going to be able to post, right? So it depends on the niche you're doing and what you're doing for your website builds. But if you think about it, if you are building a particular niche and you need content, a tool like that where you can go in and grab the FAQ scraper, and you bring in all the questions and answers, and you start writing posts based on those questions and answers. And you don't have to do them all in one post. You do one, depending on how much content you have, you do one in a post, or you do 2 or 3 and post it. So this is all the content that we'll be being able to use, not only for the Done For You Magic Themes websites as blog posts, but you can also use those into the Magic Ranker system.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I'm just frantically finding the all the links in. Let's see if I can find it. Finding all the lives in our groups. Why aren't we in the inner circle group tonight? This is well hidden, Robert. Is it broken?
Are we secret agents?
I'll have to check why we're not showing in. Sometimes Restream plays up. It's saying the inner circle's offline tonight. Let's see if I can get it back online. It's streaming. So we're going to have to say hello to the inner circle a bit late, and I'll put the video. Those are watching the replay in the inner circle. We talked about citations. Some reason the stream didn't start up in the inner circle, but I'll put the video in the members area, what we showed tonight on how we do citations for everyone as well. I'll frantically pop this link in, and then what we're going to do in a minute is, once I put the links in Facebook, we're going to talk privately about some bits and pieces, which is going to be super exciting once I end the stream. I'm just going to pop the link in that, and just one more link to do, Robert. Anything you need to update before we say goodnight to everyone in the free groups?
My computers are all fixed.
You're chuffed about that, aren't you?
You have no idea. It's been a long time coming, but I ran out of space, believe it or not. With all the website builds and videos, I ran out of space. So I had to update to a 10 terabyte drive.
Right.
Very happy about that.
And the thing is, by the way, guys, if you ever got a slow computer, get yourself an SSD drive, a solid state drive, because it's like a memory stick pretty much. And you can save money as well. If you can only find a 3.5-inch drive for your computer, get a caddy that makes it the 3.5-inch version. And that's what Robert did. And
say that the other way. Say it, because you said it 3.5. You get the smaller solid state drive, because that always confused me. So the 2.5-inch solid state drive fits into a caddy that goes into the 3.5-inch space and connects up with it, so that you have a cheaper version of the solid state drive to put in, and then you put in the additional drive for the data.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's like a brand new machine now. It's just incredible.
So I'm going to say goodnight to all the free Facebook group people, and we are back not next Friday, but the Friday after. So Friday the 3rd of June, we'll be back on the Friday lives. I'm going to take the family away and chill out from next Friday. As soon as the kids are home, we're off to chill out at a nice holiday camp in the UK. So I don't think they say hidey hi there, but you won't get that, Robert, will you? Hidey hi?
Nope.
No. So good night, all the freebie Facebook groups. And if you're not in, go to dfymagicthings.com/live for you to join the inner circle, where we're going to talk about more things and help all the guys on the inner